Good morning. Let's get straight into it. New Zealand dollar versus the US dollar. Well, you can see longer term from this chart. This is the daily chart that we've been in sideways consolidation. We are now trading around 58.20, which is not far from this point on the 18th of April, 2024. Context that is important is this 3-month area since the 1st of July. We've been in a 3-month bear trend, and I think that's long enough for us to have a tradable bear trend. Now, that trend line goes all the way back to these points here. So it really is quite significant. Big swing low, big swing low, big swing low. I think it's an important trend line. There we go. That's a bit clearer. Now, let me zoom in a bit. That coincides on the daily chart with the 200-day moving average and the 23.6% fib. So I think it's a level that we've got to take into account. We want to be looking for short selling opportunities in a bear trend. Anyway, 3-month bear trend is significant enough for us to trust it and want to trade it. It's worth a try. I've got a trend line here. So a break above sort of 58.70 would mean that particular trend is not valid at the moment and we could have further upside. So that gives us a pretty low risk trade opportunity. If you're getting in around 58.40, stopping at around 58.70, it's roughly 30 pips. We might have a retest. Even if you get in around 58.30, it's not going to be a high risk trade. Significant downside. A retest of this low from 25th of September at 57.60 would be a very reasonable target. You are looking at a 60, 70 pip potential profit for a 30, 40 pip potential loss. I think that's reasonable enough for a day trade. Aussie, New Zealand. We looked at this yesterday. I said we might hold the 113 level off the fib. We did. I'd love to see it down here around that 112.50, 112.30 area. I think that would be a much better buying opportunity. If you did jump in there, you've got a small profit on the table. We're in a strong bull trend. It's tough to find trends at the moment in Forex markets. The dollar is mostly just trading sideways. That was the Aussie, New Zealand. The Aussie, the US, I also talked about the longer term resistance. But again, we're not going anywhere at the moment. Unfortunately, it's been a bit of a quiet week. We're just trading sideways, but we do have resistance further up at around, I think I was calling it 66, 60, 66, 80 yesterday. Well, I'll keep monitoring it, see if we get a chance for a potential short position there. EURGBP, actually, I've gone to the daily chart because we've got a 50-day moving average intersecting with this downward sloping trend line. We've clearly got resistance up here around the 87.50 area. We keep rejecting it, but we are in the longer term bull trend. Well, I can say longer term. It goes back to 27th of February. Yeah, that's pretty good. We had a run up and we've come down again, but certainly since the 28th of May, the bulls have been in control. So I'm going to consider that this is probably a sideways consolidation and worth jumping into long positions. We just retested the 50-day moving average and that trend line. So anywhere from 86.80 down to 86.70 looks like a support area. From the intersecting trend lines to 50-day moving average, probably worth a go. You could have a stop in at 86.50, so your risk is so small. And any bounce, even if we only get to the top of this candle, that's 87.25. You've got potential 50 pips profit, even on only a relatively small bounce for a 10, 20 pip loss. This is what you got to do as a trader. You've got to look for opportunities where you can risk a small amount to make a bigger amount and just keep going. If you've got a 50% win rate when you're risking 1 to make 2, you're going to make money in the long run if you can keep finding opportunities like that. This gold bull trend is phenomenal. We have broken higher. I talked about some potential negativity on the shorter term charts in gold. It was worrying me as we got towards 4,000. But this has all been negated. If we broke above the 3,900 area, that's all negated. And we've just pushed up to 39.77. It looks like the bulls are going to go for that big 4,000 level. We're obviously not far away. That's not going to be a big deal. 0.5% or so away from that. We could probably hit 4,000 today. It will be interesting to see the reaction. Maybe there'll be some profit taking, but I'm not going to try and predict. I'll wait for the price action to give me a clue. Silver pushing up slowly. Silver, the bull trend, did accelerate as I expected, but seems to be slowing down a little bit now. Even with this break higher, we're having long consolidation phases, but there's no reason to get short. Buy on dips in silver, but buy on dips to your trend lines. Let me redraw the Fibonacci levels and identify a support level for you today if you're trading silver. Okay, I know this looks like a mess. I just paused and put all my lines on there to try and get some clarity. trend line's no longer relevant. That was a potential neckline to head and shoulders. The only thing I've really got to go on is my trend lines. Let me clean it up, try and find another trend line that I would like to rely on. I think this one would be the one. Yep. Fib line, 47.60, 47.55. That would be today's support level. We are a fair bit off there. We'd have to drop 100 pips, but I can't see anything closer. If we break up, then I'm sure we will break up sooner rather than later and continue to push higher. There is nothing to stop silver at the moment. Certainly no indication from the candles or anything else that we are about to have any significant sort of downturn. Hope that's useful for today. Good luck if you're trading. Please join me again tomorrow morning.